So today's tip is all about understanding what to do. And as soon as you understand what to do, it's amazing how quick you'll make those changes and see that improvement. One of the things that frustrates me as a coach is a lot of people are a little bit apprehensive to have a golf lesson because they think the feeling is you always get worse after a golf lesson before you get better. What I found is if it makes total sense and you understand what you're meant to do, you make improvements straight away. So that's the number one priority. You've got to understand what to do. So what we're going to talk a little bit about today, we're going to use a teaching aid to help us, is understand the importance of making sure you get the connection with the ball first, and if we happen to take a divot, the divot is taken after the ball. So what I see a lot of the time is golfers, we've sort of got two categories of golfer. I'd say the elite golfers and then the average amateur golfer. And what I see when you see an elite golfer, everything about golf is about making the ball go forwards and maximizing the energy. When I see an amateur golfer, there's much more of a feeling of trying to help the ball up into the air. And when I see that, what I've got here at Corinthians Golf Club is my practice ground, if anything, is slightly downhill. And it'll now help us to go through exactly what we're going to understand today. The importance of getting the ball first and then the divot. So as soon as I see one of my golfers out there on the golf course leaning back, we're out here for an hour, we're going to understand if we can learn to play off a slight downhill lie, that's going to improve your ball striking straight away. Whether on a flat lie, downhill lie, any lie, it's going to improve your ball strike. And the reason for that is, if you play it correctly off a downhill lie, you have to sense your weight is much more on your left side when you strike the ball. You never want to feel when you're hitting an iron shot off the ground, you want your weight back. If your weight's back, you're likely now to hit back here, behind the ball, or top the ball. And they're the two most frustrating shots in golf. There's nothing better than feeling that you hit that ball, what we call compress the ball, you take a bit of a divot after and the ball's flying down towards your green, you know you've hit a good shot. So how is this lie going to help us, and how's the teaching aid going to give us good feedback? So that understanding will go up. Well, as we said, we want to feel the weight finishing much more on our left side. So on this particular lie, what I will always say when you're on a slope, never fight the slope. On this particular lie, my weight, if anything, wants to feel as if I've got about 2/3 of my weight on my left leg. Brilliant. That's going to enhance the feeling of what we're talking about. I want to finish on this left side at the end of the shot. So what I want to do, always on a downhill slope, is let my weight go with the slope. As we said, never fight the slope. So it feels now like my whole body is slightly tilting that way. If I get that position, what that's going to encourage, you'll see from the shaft of the club, if I stand what feels even, and now I let my weight go with it, the shaft starts to what we call lean towards the target. And what that encourages is the feeling that if I continue with that, I will hit the ball, and then if anything, the low point is when the club head catches up to the handle, and that's where the low point of the divot's going to be, after the golf ball. Perfect. What I'm doing now is maximizing my energy going into the shot. What I see with golfers as they go to the range, they're playing off a mat. The downside of hitting off the mat, if you fractionally hit behind it, club seems to bounce into the ball and you might lose 5% of your power. You do it wrong on the grass, you might lose 30-40% of your power. So this exercise is going to really highlight we've got to finish on that left side. So to start with, before I hit the ball, I'm just going to have a couple of practice swings. And I'm actually going to use one of my heroes to sort of get a sensation of what I want to go through. So one of my heroes when I was growing up was a guy called Gary Player. And the feeling was when you watch Gary Player sometimes play, he'd take a little bit of a step after the ball. So that says to me, he's making sure the energy goes through. He's not in any way encouraging the ball up. He's making the ball go forwards. Again, that elite player's feeling. So that's what I want you to sense. Even if you're on the practice ground, have a few practice swings, sense when you finish, take a little bit of a step, get that feeling you're going through the ball. That's going to make sure all your energy is going into it. Now, what I've got to do is trust that idea. Let's see if we can get some feedback off the mat. So first thing I do, sense my weight. Feels like I've got 65% of my weight on my left side, so about 2/3, and I'm just going to stay there. And I'm going to feel like when I swing, nice and balanced, nice and smooth. Play the shot, ball's gone down nicely. Let's see if we've got any feedback on the mat. So you can see my ball was resting here, but look at where suddenly now all my energy is. I've hit all the energy into the ball. I'm not wasting any energy. I haven't hit back here. All the energy now has gone through after the ball. And that's what I want. I want to maximize that energy as I go through the shot. So, great thing of this, all I'm going to do is push that back, get another ball, pop him on that. Let's see if we can do it again. Same idea. If I get that feedback straight away, that's giving me the encouragement to think, yeah, do it again. Feel that weight nicely on the left side, leaning with the slope, stay with it, play the shot. That was a slightly better strike, but you can see the same thing. There's our line. That's where the back of the ball was. That's where my divot has started, and it's continued through. So there's no thought of me getting to the ball and trying to help the ball up. It's all about encouraging the ball forwards. You can get that idea. Again, look at these sort of teaching aids. You can go online and buy them. You can get great feedback to help you. That feedback gives you better understanding. Chances are you're going to improve your golf a lot quicker. I hope you enjoyed that tip. Look forward to seeing you soon. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.